Hi friends, this is Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing, and I'm here with you guys today for a collective tarot and oracle reading for my Aries signs. It's a general Aries collective reading. So sun, moon, rising sign, maybe it's your north node, perhaps you have a Venus in Aries. I am also kind of getting the message that for some of you guys, this is a general. It could be taken as a collective reading for the masculine collective, not just those of you who identify with masculine energy, but also the masculine, the inner masculine within all of us. Okay, we all kind of have that inner masculine and feminine qualities. A balance of the two, or a union of the two, is what is required in order for creation to take place. All right. That's just a message that is coming through. I do also want to note that while all of my readings are timeless, I believe tomorrow is the conjunction of Venus and Mars in Leo, which is a very fiery energy, all right? It's interesting because Leo is ruled by the sun, which I associate with the solar plexus, and I gotta let you guys know, the general energy here is a great big tension in my solar plexus, okay? Which means that there's a situation here that needs to be transmuted and can really only be transmuted through you taking action, Aries, all right? So remember, maybe you have an Aries stellium or first house dominance. Maybe you've got a lot going on in those houses right now. There's a ton of messages coming through. So let's go ahead and get into this. The overall message is to take action. There's some area of your life in which action is needed. I went to go, I had to go touch up my face a little bit, and there's a salamander. There's this little lizard running around my bathroom wall, and it made me want to go to my magical menagerie and look up the salamander symbolism. It is a fire-related sign, all right? So it has to do with the element of fire, the element of action, of inspiration, of motivation, all right? There's something that needs to be done, and you guys are having a hard time finding the motivation to do it. A message that I'm getting here, and I'll get into it a little bit more, is because you guys are not really sure that the action that needs to be taken is going to have your desired outcome. So Spirit is here to guide us through that message. We're going to get a little more specific. You might be feeling lethargic. You might be feeling like a real lack of motivation. You might be feeling a lack of confidence right now, or maybe even some sort of guilt. Let's unpack this. All right, I've got two cards already on the table. Instead of a traditional tarot deck, they wanted me to use this Tarot Egyptios, which is, it's a lot like a regular tarot. The numbers on this are a little bit different. So we have the Death card reversed and the Eight of Swords reversed, okay? Oftentimes the Eight of Swords reversed comes up as it is a shift in our thinking that empowers us, that helps us to regain our personal power. And I think that's what's really, really needed at this time. There's a little deeper story that's kind of coming out here, and so let me unpack that for you guys. This Death card reverse is something that has reached its end. Okay, how do I say this? It's something that it's an inevitable event, an inevitable occurrence that I think you guys have been maybe trying to delay. All right, they're giving me this. I did just get done teaching an ancient mythology course. And one of the stories that came up in that was the story of how Athena was born, okay? Zeus knocked somebody up, right? Metis, I believe, was the name of Athena's mother. And there's this prophecy. Okay, I got you. I'm unpacking it. Thank you, Spirit. There's this prophecy. She was actually pregnant with twins. I don't know who the male was, but Athena was the female, okay? And there's this prophecy that whatever son was born out of this union was going to dethrone Zeus. So you guys are Zeus here, all right? There's some sort of fall from grace that you are afraid of, potentially. And so what he did is he just ate that lady and pregnant babies and everything like that. And he started having these headaches, and he's like, oh my God, Hephaestus, help me out. Can you just like split my head open and see what's happening? And Athena emerged from that. And Athena is wisdom, okay? But also one of two goddesses of war. Aries is one of these gods of war. And he's really the god that has to do with like brute force, brute strength, just like getting in there and attacking something. Whereas Athena has to do with strategic warfare. Okay, so that's a little bit of a clue to whatever it is that you're having to confront. I feel like there's this fear to just like face it head on, and Spirit is saying that there is a strategic way to go about this. Or if you, once you find the motivation to take the action that is needed at this time, it is going to lead to some wisdom. It's going to inform your actions in the future, all right? Because they're making me feel like these 8 swords, like the traditional 10 of swords in tarot, somebody laying down, like face down on the ground, and all the swords are going into their back. The image that they're showing me is like Zeus having his headaches. It's these 8 swords are in your head, okay? The death card reversed, death is an inevitable change, just like the birth of those children, okay? Just like the fulfillment of that prophecy. So there is something that it's just a natural consequence of past actions, but I think that there's a collective out there that's going to resonate with this who is like, doesn't want to take that step, doesn't want to, there's an action that you could take that would put an end to this whole thing. But a shift in thinking might be required, all right? Because there's this tremendous fear. But we've got the Hierophant here, which is kind of an Athena type energy in saying that whatever it is that needs to be done here, it is going to grant you wisdom, all right? There might be, for some of you guys, it might have been a truth that was hidden in the past, or just something that you weren't honest with either yourself or somebody else about. And this cyclical thinking that's going on, this headache that you've got, is about having to confront that situation, okay? But you have the power. You have the power to put an end to this situation. You just don't like what it's going to require. This is the Not Today Satan card. This is the 8 of Cups reverse. 8 of Cups is another 8. 8 is a very, very strong, and it's actually a scorpionic energy as well. So it's a card that has to do with strength and fortitude, ultimately, all right? So, what this is saying is that you have all the power that you need to walk away from the situation that you're in right there. There's Mars, okay? To say, not today, Satan, okay? And I always like to say this hand is coming out to say, let me present to you this stuff that I'm just tired of dealing. Like, it's emotionally exhausting. So you're in a place where you're mentally exhausted, you're emotionally exhausted, and there's some sort of fear, doubt, maybe guilt or shame that needs to be, you need to just say no to it. Just say, not today, Satan. I'm not going to go down that particular line of thinking, because that's what's stalling my action at this time. There's the 10 of Swords. Yep. This is it, you guys. This is the 10 of Swords, and here's the King of Wands. The second death reversed, you guys. Wheel of Fortune reversed, you guys. This is a natural, this needs to happen. It's time. This is something has gone on for too long, all right? So there's some sort of cycle that you have the power to put an end to. It is a cycle, look at this, cycle of stress. It's really stressing you out, you guys. It's really stressing you out, okay? The way that I see this one, because I talked about the 10 of Swords, this guy's face up, okay? And I see these as embodiments of our own thoughts. And our thoughts, it's just your thoughts going in circles and circles and circles, and each one just sticks a sword in you, right? And you're just laying there like, oh my God, I can't put an end to this situation. But the truth of it is you can. This is your thoughts. These are your energies here. If I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about somebody that you're dealing with. okay? And these mouths being upside down, it's a jawbone that's upside down, makes me feel like for some of you guys, the action that needs to take place has to do with communicating something, okay? But you're stuck. You have been trapped in a cycle of inauthentic action. The actions that you have taken in the past perhaps don't match your true intentions, and you need to come clean about this, okay? For some of you guys, you're just really lacking the inspiration to do what it is that you need to do, okay? He's holding this staff of autumn leaves. That is Augustus Caesar, by the way. And he's holding this staff of autumn leaves. Autumn leaves have to do with release. And again, it's a natural part of a cycle. There's also this something being written. That's what's on your mind. It might have been a message that you delivered. It might have been something that you said that's not in alignment with your truth. And you need to kind of clear the record. Okay? But there's a little bit of like an ego pinch that happens with that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if this is something that you did or said in the past that you're not proud of, it's not going to go away by ignoring it, is what the spirits are saying right now. All right? So death reverse and the wheel of fortune reverse. Not only is this preventing you from leaving in the past, something that belongs in the past, but it's preventing you from stepping into what should be next for you, okay? The natural flow of things. So Spirit has come in and been like, we're not going anywhere until this is put to an end, okay? By the way, this figure that's trying to stop the clock is very hermity, and that's what we've got at the bottom of this other deck. You guys have withdrawn from a situation because you're not really excited about like the next step. And Spirit's like, well, we're just not going anywhere until it gets done, okay? So by hermiting, by withdrawing from the situation, just kind of going back into your thought cycle, you're just like, I'll just think about it some more. I'll just ponder it some more, okay? You see how he's actually trying to stop the clock. And what this is creating around you is a lack of, like, the longer you do that, see, this truth wants to come out. This sun back here wants to come out. So I'm feeling it in my solar plexus, you guys. The solar plexus has to do with showing up authentically as yourself in the world. Okay? Look how forlorn he looks. I don't think this is easy for you, and I don't think you're doing this to, be a jerk at all. I think that this is something that's going on because it's a part of yourself that's hard to face, all right? Love yourself, darling. Forgive yourself. None of us is perfect. We all make mistakes. And they're letting me know that anybody who truly cares about you will receive you in such way, okay? If you need to say to somebody, I made a mistake, this feels like it ties into another reading that I did, and I can't place it right now. But if that's the truth that you need to speak, then anybody, it's like, is that a Dr. Seuss quote that like, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind, okay? But you're trying to stop the natural progression. You're trying to stop this clock. And Spirit's like, okay, you're gonna stop your clock, we're gonna stop ours. It's preventing you from bringing in anything new into your life, okay? But I do believe that there are blessings that come out of this. Okay? Athena was born out of Zeus's head, and she was like his favorite of all of his children, right? She stood up for him and defended him at a time when others ran away and didn't want to be there. So there's something very, very valuable and very important that the universe wants to hand to you. But first, you've got to be able to put down something in the past. Something fell apart. Yeah, you guys, something fell apart. I feel like this definitely has to do with another person. Okay? Yeah, this sun is reversed. It's the same sun. Look, that sun is the one that it's like he stopped the clock. He's like, no, don't let the sun come up. Don't let the sun come up. I don't want to see this in the sunlight. Okay? And the sun is all about truth. It's about self-acceptance. Okay? This Six of Coins represents an exchange that was taking place, and they're really wanting me to see like, hey, here's some flowers, and you're like, oh, here, I got you some flowers too. Okay? So there was some sort of exchange that was taking place, and then somebody decides to hoard all the flowers. I don't know exactly what that means. This guy looks really suspicious. And once again, we have all these embodiments of thought. All of these people in this marketplace are just their thoughts, repetitive thoughts that aren't good for you. They're just extra, they're background voices. They're inner voices that are not healthy. Okay? But these people mulling around are the same as these people putting the swords in you. Okay? So, let's get back, because I got these all backwards. Okay. Yeah. Because there is, this Four of Wands is some sort of, I feel like this is some sort of celebration that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be this happy moment, right? And now it feels like all hope is lost. And it's not what you intended. But it came out of an action that was inauthentic. I feel like there's, whatever it is that happened in the past, it wasn't a true reflection of you, right? So this Ouroboros represents, it's the death cycle, okay? In fact, it's a really, really beautiful symbol here because it's you taking your power back from this situation. But also the Ouroboros consumes itself, its old self, and its old self is what nourishes the new self to grow. And I keep feeling like self is a really important word to focus on because Aries is the first house of self. All right? What happens is this blessing has been delayed, right? All you got to do is find the way to take your power back in this situation, take some sort of action. It may require you to be vulnerable. It definitely requires you to be optimistic, to have faith, all right? Because here's what we've got on the other side of it. The Ten of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. This Three of Cups, okay, first of all, this Ten of Cups, this is ultimate happiness. Look, it's like a ladder. Like, look, you can just go up the ladder and reach your happiness, but you're sitting here at the bottom of the tree instead. Look what's in the mirror. It's that Ouroboros. Okay? And it's like these little cherubs are like, all you have to do is look at yourself. Not go within and dig around in your thoughts some more, but really have an honest look at what you're trying to avoid because you think it says something about you that you're not comfortable with. Because you have all the power in this situation, Aries. You have all the power in this situation. You're handing it over to your thoughts right now. Okay? A negative thought pattern is what's winning this battle. All right? And once you can just look in the mirror, be honest with yourself. Oh, dang. There's another Ouroboros. This is for real. Because I don't know how many other cards that shows up in. Let the past inform your future, okay? Whatever thing happened in the past that you're not proud of or that you're not happy of, or you're saying, you know what, that's not what I meant to do, that's all right. You got to take that experience and gobble it up and let it be your nourishment for what you've got ahead of you. It is going to give you the wisdom that you need to be able to truly step into this 10 of Cups, this fulfillment. For some of you guys, it's a job, it's a home, it's a relationship, it's something that you know you deserve, you want. Some of you guys don't know you deserve it, because you're mad at yourself for whatever happened in the past, okay? Spirit is saying, you know what? Sometimes that's what these experiences are for, to help us shed that old skin, to help us release that old self, so that we can be prepared to step into this new happiness. Karma does not want to punish you. They just want you to see things in a certain light. Karma is not about punishment, it's about perspective. All right. So I feel like this Wheel of Fortune being halted is a little bit of not till you get your lesson, not till you learn. And learning is not just about thoughts, it's about having the experience that you need in order to release this. Okay. There's this 3 of Cups, which is very bountiful. Very, very bountiful. And it's about a coming together. This is the celebration that was delayed. Okay? This is the celebration that was delayed. And what this is going to, the wisdom that this is going to bring to you is a wisdom about your own inner workings, about how your emotions work. What are your triggers? What is it that makes you shut down? What is it that makes you feel either emotionally available or unavailable? What certain things make you feel vulnerable? And how can you guard yourself against those? Because look how armored up he is. For some of you, it's just a matter of understanding that the way you acted in the past was out of self-defense. And once you realize that and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not a jerk, I just was acting out of self-defense, okay? Because Spirit's like, we don't want you to think you're a jerk. We just want you to understand the mechanisms. Do you see how there's mechanisms going on in there? Spirit just wants you to understand the mechanism behind the way that this situation played out. I know that's super vague, but you guys, it's a general reading. It's really just meant to resonate with whoever it resonates with. So I am going to dig a little deeper. We're going to get into the Hermetic Tarot over there in the extended reading. And if you guys are interested in a personal reading, you can hit me up at soulschoolspiritual.com. All the information you need for that is in the description box below, along with the link to that extended over on Vimeo. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me today. If I don't see you at the extended, I hope to catch you back on my channel again soon. Take real good care of yourselves, Aries. You got this.